packaging is very fingerprint. Sorry. Fingerprint. Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be doing August speed reviews, and so we have some winners actually here this month, so let's go ahead and just get straight into it. Obviously you guys know the typical way that we film these videos is I start with like my least favorite products and then I close out with my favorite products because I like ending these videos on a positive note. And having said that, let's start with the worst eyeliners I've ever used in my life. These are from Wander Beauty. This is specifically their Skyliner Duo. It's supposed to be an automatic gel eyeliner set. It has two shades in it actually. So it has Tan Line and Skyliner. These are the stiffest, most painful gel eyeliners I have ever experienced in my life. I don't know if maybe these have just dried out over time or something like that, but these are crap. Literally crap. They hurt so much on your eye. The black one is not so bad. If you can deal with the pain, which is what I did for you today, like I sacrificed my eyelid for you to show you how this eyeliner shows up. Like the pigmentation itself is not bad. The lasting power is not too bad. They don't generally bleed. They don't move around during the day. So in that way, I'm like, all right, if these were just softer, a little bit softer, I would be okay with them. But what I want to show you is the shade Tan Line, which is the deep brown one. This is like the most difficult like eyeliner ever, and I'm trying to figure out how to show it to you on camera. Like on the back of my hand, it doesn't look bad. Like it looks like it draws relatively well, but this thing, I swear, like in order to get it to not drag and pull on my eyelid when I'm applying it, I swear I have to like put it in the microwave or something like that and like heat it up because it is just such a stiff product. I don't like these. Now let's talk about Anastasia's cream bronzer. I have this in the shade Hazelnut, which is just a little bit too deep for me, but boy does this make for a wonderful and beautiful contour shade. This is not something that I would consider is like a bronzer for me. Like this is clearly too dark, but here it is swatched. But I love to use just a little bit of this just in the hollows of like my cheek to really kind of carve out my cheekbones and make it look like that I'm not like pumpkin face, you know what I mean? This is actually a really, really nice cream bronzer. I like the consistency of it. I like the texture. It's very easy to blend out. It works well if you don't have any foundation on. It works well with foundation. And so this is just one of those very versatile cream products that I actually fairly enjoyed utilizing this entire month. And I think from a shade perspective, I just think this is absolutely perfect for like carving out those cheekbones. I obviously don't use a very heavy hand when I'm applying this because it's a little dark. Let's go ahead and talk about the other Anastasia product that came in our BoxyCharm box, and this would be her clear brow gel. I probably actually should have talked about this one before the cream bronzer because I like the cream bronzer more than I like this eyebrow gel. This is a very dupeable eyebrow gel, to be totally honest. Like the Milani eyebrow gel that you can get at the drugstore because it's Milani is cheaper and probably like just as good in terms of performance. I would say this one is, I don't feel like it has a lot of stickiness to it, if that makes sense. And it dries down to like a very, very stiff finish. So I know that it's like gonna hold my brows in place, but the hard part is actually getting my brows to comb up in shape, if that makes sense first. So for this one, I honestly feel like there's multiple steps that has to happen with this brow gel. Like I feel like I have to fluff up my brows again after I fill them in. I have to use a spoolie, nothing on that spoolie, and to fluff them up. And then I use the brow to kind of hold them in place. And so for me, I'm like, why are there so many steps? Like, it'd be nice if I could just find a brow gel, which I have. Like the Kosas one is amazing. The Milani one's pretty good too. And it basically fluffs up your brows and holds them in place all day. So it's one of those things where you're like, I don't know. The next product we're going to talk about is the Color Boss Master Palette from Makiage. I'm sorry, the packaging is very fingerprint prone, so it looks terrible, but you know, that's because I use this palette, so. Anyway, so here are the shades that are in this palette, and then I do have them swatched on my hand here for you to be able to see. The Makiage eyeshadow like formula is very different than any other formula I have ever really experienced. Makiage, I actually have their Kathleen Lights collaboration. I also have a quad from them as well, and then I have this one now. This is one of those eyeshadow palettes where everything just feels, it's a powder formula that feels extremely creamy in the pan. Like everything that you touch, it's very, very soft, but it's got like this ability to just give you this beautiful wash of color with just a slight touch. And so I really, really like these. I'll be honest with you though, from a formula perspective, I find that their shimmers are better than their mattes. Sometimes with their mattes, I feel like I have to spend a lot of time like kind of building it up with a fluffy brush. And in that way, I'm kind of like, oh, this is nice because you can like customize however dense you want your color to be, however pigmented you want it to be. But then sometimes like if you're in a rush, you're like, okay, just like, hello, like, can you just please like get on my eye? Like that's how I feel about their matte. Now, quality wise, in terms of like longevity and blendability, everything is like really nice. Like you can tell that this eyeshadow look is like, it's a perfect neutral every day. You can wear this in daytime. You can use some of these deeper shades, for example, this deeper shimmer shade, to really amp it up, push it into like nighttime, like more of a dinner smoky eye. And so I really like this palette. I would definitely recommend this eyeshadow palette if you are someone who is super into like neutral tones and you want something that is going to be customizable to the point where you can do like really light washes of color all the way to like a deep smoky eye. This is definitely a really good palette for that, so I enjoy it. Not to mention the Makiage packaging, yes, is very fingerprint, so like sort of, but it's a hefty palette, and for that in itself, like it just feels weighty and very, very nice in the hands, so it's a nice experience. Moving on to the next product, this is the Natasha Denona Alloy Cheek Duo. This is a Bronze and Glow palette. This is not for the pale girls in the world. So even for this bronzer shade, I have to go in with a very light hand whenever I'm using this bronzer, which is really nice because at the end of the day, if I'm like in a rush, this is definitely a bronzer that's just gonna show up immediately on my face and give me that like really nice, beautiful terracotta-y bronzy glow to my skin that just like applies within seconds and also is very easy to blend out. So in that way, it's really nice. But again, if you are more on the fair side, this is not a palette for you. The highlight in here as well is super creamy. This is again not going to work for fair skin tones. This is something that I would definitely say requires a little bit more of a tan in order for it to show up in the right way, mostly just because when you look at it, you can tell that there is a very deep golden tone to it, and so you need, again, just a deeper skin tone for this to really show up the right way. Otherwise, you're actually adding like a little bit of darkness, if you will, to like where the high points of your cheekbones should be, which is the opposite of what you want to highlight to do. However, formula wise, like this is so stunning. This is a palette though that I can really only use during the summer, but quality wise, longevity of the product, like this is really nice. I would say Natasha Denona powders very rarely go wrong. So yeah, really like this. And the final product that we have is from Lawless. This is their Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss. As a lip plumper, this is not the most plumping of them all, if you will, right? Like, again, the Too Faced Lip Plumping Gloss, like those are gonna be the most ultimate stinging sensation that's really gonna plump up your lips. However, I really like this because of the fact that it is line smoothing. So if you are someone where like you've gone a couple of days without really taking care of your lips, so like things are looking like a little bit like crinkly, this is a lip gloss that will definitely take care of that problem in terms of like covering all those lines and then giving you a lot of nourishment, a lot of healing. Like this is definitely one of those products I would highly recommend checking out. I actually have been like just casually on the side, if you will, like looking at all of Lawless's products because I've been really interested in a lot of their lip products. So I was excited to get this one in the BoxyCharm because I was like, I've been wanting to try this for a while, so this is perfect. It's a beautiful clear gloss and I think it's really nice in terms of like smoothing out your lips and making them look just really like hydrated and healthy. So I really like this. Also not sticky at all. Like I don't have any of that stringiness, none of that chunky feeling on my lips. Like this is just, it's an awesome formula. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed my August speed reviews from BoxyCharm. So if you like this video, please feel free to like it, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.